Podcast.
Season 14. Oh, shit. There we go.
Are you good?
I'm good.
All right.
We don't have our fancy Dan headphones?
No.
We'll just have to do with it.
I don't want to dick around with a bunch of shit. So, Cory, I'm Matt Bonta.
And I'm Cory and Matt Bonta.
You're Cory Easley.
That's me.
That's you.
Cory Easley. It fucking snowed today, by the way.
Snowed where?
Out in Red Rock.
Did it really?
Yeah, like for...
Red Rock or Cold Springs?
In Red Rock. That's where my warehouse is. It snowed for like 2.5 minutes.
What do you mean that's where your house is?
I said my warehouse.
Your warehouse. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
My warehouse, the one I own.
Your personal warehouse.
My personal warehouse where I keep all my weed.
Your weed house.
My weed house. Apple. Cookie.
So we've got a truncated podcast here, probably.
Yeah, something that was short.
The shortest episode ever?
Probably not.
It might be.
It might be. You'd have to go back and check the timers.
We're closing in on 150.
On the 150 mark, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't, it might be right around Halloween.
Yeah?
Or just after Halloween.
That would be cool.
Would be. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Because we're going to go back to Vegas.
How was Vegas? Because we didn't actually do a pre-Vegas.
We did the pre-Vegas.
We kind of did a pre-Vegas.
No, we did pre-Vegas.
We kind of talked about it.
Well, oh yeah, at the end. But I mean,
end.
what's to talk about pre-Vegas?
Yeah,
anyways. No, Vegas was good. Vegas was fun, yeah.
Did you get to go see the Grand Canyon?
Yeah. Went to see the Grand Canyon.
Was it marvelous?
It was a big hole in the ground.
It was a big hole in the ground.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even really call it a big hole in the ground. We live surrounded by mountains.
Yeah, so mountains really aren't special to us, I don't think.
No.
And that's probably what it looks like.
I mean, it doesn't look like that. Have you been there?
No.
Oh, no. I mean, it is something to see. It is cool, but, in the end, we do live surrounded by mountains, and that's kind of like if we were on top of the mountains. But,
right.
It does look cool looking down into it and how big it is.
It is a wonder of nature.
Sure. But, I mean, they try to get as much money out of you as they can.
Well, sure. That's the point of the tourist attraction.
Is to get as much money out of you as you can. Well, because when you go in, you got to pay for a bus ride to go somewhere to look at it, right?
You can't just pull up to the Grand Canyon?
I don't think there might be other spots.
Like other overlooks?
Because it's a big place, but where we went, no, you got to park and go in and pay for the bus trip to take you to a spot, and we paid for the skywalk, and what the skywalk is a big scam, big fucking scam.
Heads up, people.
So all the skywalk is kind of like a glass half circle that kind of goes over.
So you can walk out on it and feel like you're looking straight down.
But see, the thing is it's a half circle, and it's not like a full half circle. It's like a rainbow half circle, like a U. And the only parts that you can look down that you're standing on is just in like the center stripe, because they're a left and right stripe that's like frosted glass. So
that's stupid as fuck.
And they don't want you taking any cameras or phones in there.
Because they don't want you to drop them.
Well, no. Maybe. They don't want you to drop them. They don't want you maybe to throw shit.
They
but
also want to sell you the pictures.
The pictures they're taking out there. They've got the camera people. They've got two lines. One for if you want a picture, and then, or else you could just
go look.
Go past, subvert the line and go walk around and look. But literally, we thought you had to pay for some kind of thing, right? So we paid for that, and we did our thing, and then we got back on the bus. Bus takes you to another stop that had a much better view of everything, and you didn't have to pay for it.
That sounds pretty typical of National Park.
It's like when you go to rent a car, they're like, do you want to pay for the insurance?
Right.
When your own car insurance will probably cover it.
Would you like us to fill it up with gas when you bring it back? Would you like it full of gas when you pick it up?
Absolutely.
Would you like it to have tires?
So, they show you all the packages, and you assume that you have to pay for a package going in to see something.
But you don't.
You got to pay for the bus.
You theoretically could just buy the bus ride and have a good time.
Right.
And take your own motherfucking pictures.
Right.
Right.
I mean, that second stop was great. What's funny is where the skywalk was, you can be outside and look, but they've got security kind of to keep you away from falling off. Mm-hmm. At the other stop, they had no security guys there, so you can fucking stand on the edge and look over if you wanted.
Just go jump right in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe it's just because the other spot was a little bit more unstable.
Perhaps so.
But where there weren't any security guards, kind of had a nice, sturdy edge.
Right.
Where the other one, it kind of narrows down a little bit, yeah.
I could see that. Anything else? Did you guys see the Hoover Dam?
Yeah, we went to the Hoover Dam.
Was it a goddamn? No, probably not.
That was cool too. I mean, once again, it was a big hole in the ground.
It is a big hole in the ground. Did you guys go inside?
We took like one of the mini tours. What's funny is like we were gonna do like the big tour thing.
Right.
And they're like, oh, it doesn't start until this time. But they didn't tell us that we would probably waste time doing this and this and this and this, and it would probably be that time.
By the time it was time for the big tour.
Right. So, I mean, we saved some money, but we missed out on the big tour.
Right.
Because the way the cashier lady put it was like, oh, that doesn't start until like 11 or something like that.
Right, like you'd be standing around all day waiting for it.
Right. And literally the one tour that we did pay for took about the amount of time it would take for the other one to start. So, well.
6 of one, half dozen the other. I do think that the dam tours are worth it, though.
Have you gone on it?
I've been to the Hoover Dam, and I've been on the big tour. Mm-hmm. Then it'd take you down inside, and
I mean, we went down inside, so I don't know what the other tour was. You just see more of down inside?
Yeah, maybe they give you more details, or
because the one we did, we watched the video, mm-hmm. and then we took an elevator down, and they walked us to like an in-between room, mm-hmm. which you don't really see anything. I mean, there's stuff to look at. But it's more along the lines of like, oh, this is where you are, and they show you on the map.
Right. They're like, hey, congratulations, you're inside a giant hole in the ground.
Right, and you look over, and there's just like a tunnel that goes that way, and then another way, a tunnel goes that way. It's like, okay, I guess this is cool. And
did you see the turbine room?
Yeah, and then we went in there.
I don't know, maybe the big tour is a scam.
Why?
I don't know, because that sounds a lot like the tour I went on.
Maybe this isn't the big tour that you went on then.
I don't know. I know we went inside the dam.
Well, I mean, what did the turbine room look like to you?
Know. It looked like a fucking turbine room. It was a long time ago.
Well, I mean, let me see. Let's see. We've got the internet here.
We like the internet.
So, Hoover Dam turbine. Radio silence.
Radio silence. So, was there anything notable about the dam tour?
About that damn tour. Yeah, we went and we saw this.
Right.
Literally this is like the shot, like kind of from where you're standing, look that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we looked in and we saw that. It's like, okay.
Right.
And then they let us go and look at some shit up on the surface. And we can walk around outside on the dam area.
Did you take any dam pictures?
Yeah, there were some damn pictures.
Did you make gratuitous damn jokes while you were there?
No, it was too hot to make damn jokes. Like, it was roasting. And Grand Canyon especially was fucking really fucking hot.
In the middle of the fucking desert, that's hot as shit out there.
Like, I didn't know it could get so hot, and then we come home and it's like starting to be cold now.
Mm-hmm. It is fall, finally.
Definitely. No Indian summers.
Not unless you're here.
Well, I mean, aside from the actual Indians,
they prefer native,
but not an extended summer, just a regular summer, fall, maybe an early winter even.
Yeah, you never know. Winter's coming.
Late winter, yeah, winter's coming. Could be a late winter, could be a forever winter.
It could be huge again. We don't even know.
Huge like last year, huge.
Like better than last year.
Huger than last year.
More huger.
Like, as big as the Hoover Dam. Huge.
It's damn huge.
You know, and it's funny, when we went there, they were talking about how Hoover Dam is it's a commercial dam, I think.
No, it's not private, or it's not state-owned?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I can believe it.
And they only... Like, they generate power that they don't use.
That's stupid.
Like, they only... They
only sell so much of it to the grid.
They only let water through. It was strange. Like, they only let water through when they need a little bit more water, and somewhere else, I think, is what it was.
Mm. Well, and that's what lake is that? The
Lake Mead, man-made lake.
Yeah, it's been
in the Colorado
It's been really
River.
low lately, so that might be.
That's where they're taking the water from.
That's what I'm saying. The Lake Mead has been really low. Like, it hasn't had a lot of water coming into it. So, I don't know.
And we went fishing there.
Did you catch
the day
anything?
before? No.
No.
I blame, let's see who's watching here. I blame my sister's boyfriend, Shane, for making us use weighted lines rather than putting a floater on there.
Sure.
We could have used a floater.
And fishing and stuff when it's hot.
Well, we went there in the morning, and that's probably would have been the best times. In fact, we saw some movement, but then people started showing up as it gets later on.
Right, jet skis and
ski
boats and stuff.
So we could have used floaters, and they might have fucking...
I think in the summertime, fly fishing is probably the best way to catch fish.
No, what's fly fishing?
Instead of just casting your...
This was the first time I've ever gone fishing.
So you would.
So I've heard fly fishing,
okay,
but now maybe I have context.
So when you're regular fishing, you just throw your line out with the bait and
Yep.
either the floater or the sinker.
Yep.
And it just goes out there and you leave it.
Okay.
Or you could have a lure on your casting rod and you cast it out and you reel it up and you just drag it in, cast it out, drag it in, cast it out, drag it in.
Well, see, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, and that's acceptable. I mean, depending on what you're using. Fly fishing is you're like whipping what's a fly, which is like a fake fly.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to look like a bug with a hook in it. And you've got a line that's either weighted or floating, and you whip it out there so it looks like a bug that's landing on the water.
So the line is only what you have. It doesn't have a reel on there?
Well, there's a reel, but I mean, it's not the same kind of reel. It's more of a place to keep your line than a reel.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you reel up a bit and then they end up dragging the line in. But fly fishing, it mimics the live action of bugs on the water a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think fish are more attracted to that than just regular, worms or fucking salmon eggs or whatever else.
Anchovies.
So, what else? You guys went to the Hoover Dam, you went to the Grand Canyon.
So hold on, when you fish out here, you have to go to Walmart and get a permit?
You're an Indian, so you don't need a license.
Yeah, but how do I prove, that just flies?
Oh, I don't know.
That's
I think you don't have to have a license on the reservation.
Like Pyramid Lake?
Like if you go to Pyramid.
But do you need to be one of their tribe?
I think you are one of their tribe.
Is Paiute up in Pyramid?
Yeah. That's...
So I can just be like, I'm an Indian. Fuck off.
If you have a card.
I have a card.
If you have like a whatever.
I have a tribal card.
If you have a tribal card, don't
NAACP card.
You have an NAA card. National Association of Native Americans card. You can't say what the other one means.
We can't. Aren't we woke around here, Cory?
I don't even know what that means.
You don't know what woke means?
I don't think. I mean, I could guess, but I've never heard that used in context.
Shane said we went to the wrong spot because of me. That's why you didn't catch anything.
Because of you?
No, because of her.
Because of
Stephanie, my sister.
Stephanie. Well, it's your fault, Stephanie. You're a bastard. As much as Shane is a
that
bastard.
looked like it's... Shane fucking said that he's caught fish there, so fuck him.
Wow, it gets real up in here.
It gets real.
It gets real.
It's been a while, huh, Cory, since we podcasted.
It has. I miss it. I'm shopping for a fucking house. I'm trying to sell my house. So,
what happened to the whole plan? Like, we're not going to sell it anymore.
Yeah, well, that went to shit. As many things do.
GTFO.
Yeah, exactly. So we want to move closer to town. So that's where we're headed. But
You live on the river.
We're gonna
fly fishing for your food
in a van down by the river. I don't like trout that much, so I don't think I would survive.
When you say trout, do you just mean trout specifically, or you don't really like eating fish?
I don't know. Trout has a strong fishy taste. I don't know.
I can't say that I've had trout. I mean, I've had salmon.
It's usually fishier than... It depends on where you catch them, how clean the water is. I'm serious. Like, if you go to Pyramid, you don't want to eat those things.
No,
the water's super alkaline. It's gross.
Seeped into the...
It's nasty.
The meat.
And plus, they have to eat whatever's in the water, and it's like just a bunch of fucking sludge.
Tin cans.
Tin cans, sludge, and dead bodies.
Oh, fuck. Jimmy Hoffa.
Fucking dead bodies. Jimmy Hoffa.
So, no, I mean, you're lucky I even came back from Vegas.
Yeah? Did you like it?
It's nice to get away.
Right.
And here in Reno, where things go to die, everything is dying here in Reno.
I know.
There's nothing here.
There's no real, especially for our interest, there's no film industry here. We can go out there and film. They're supposing to be some kind of...
It's not Reno. It's Nevada has a nice tax cut.
Okay, that's what it is for production.
Right.
Companies.
It's Nevada.
Right.
And because I got a magazine for you.
Oh, okay.
Keep talking.
Yeah, we don't have too much radio silence. But I did some looking when we first started talking about making movies and stuff and trying to really make.
You don't have to read that now, but you can take it and
movie maker. Sweet.
Because I was at Barnes and Noble dicking around and I was just looking at some movie magazines.
Nice. And
it caught me 25 coolest festivals 2017.
Have you made the announcement on the podcast yet?
No, not on the podcast, but all over Facebook.
We could say it right now.
That we were pre-selected to the Toronto
International Film Festival.
No. It's Toronto Independent International Film Festival.
Is that what it is?
TIIFF.
Yeah, the TIFF.
The
TIFF and the skiff.
Let me see here real quick.
Skibbity-bop,
I can tell you right now. In my email.
The Eaton mails.
Toronto International Independent Film Festival.
You don't know how excited. I mean, you probably do know how excited I was, but because you were probably equally or more excited.
You were you're like, did I miss something?
Well, here's the thing: the group text. So I get a group text from 10 different people, or with a list of 10 people on the group.
It shows you.
It shows me how many.
It's not supposed to what the fuck is the point of there being a thing that says don't send as a group if it still sends it as a group anyways?
Yeah, I don't know. So I get this text message.
I've probably lost friends over group text.
I don't know what my text message said that was to me.
Does it show
somebody's reply to your text saying that we had gotten in or pre-selected? Mm-hmm. So I didn't see that first. I saw this oddball, this thing
awesome,
that was about that.
Fuck yeah!
It was something like that, and I don't know. I didn't recognize the first number, which is probably the person who replied to your message. And I'm like, that's what I said. Did I miss something? Because I don't know what the fuck that person was talking about.
Right.
And then 2 minutes later, I get your text that rolls in. It's like, hey, we got pre-selected. And I was
pre-selected.
Oh, okay, now it fucking makes sense. And that's when you texted me back after that, and I was like, never mind, I get it. Because at first it didn't make sense, because it came out of order.
And I sent you something else, too.
Yeah, and it's like when you send me multiple pages of a text message, I get them out of order all the time.
I don't understand, there are fucking options to choose on your phone. And if I don't understand why those options don't mean anything if they don't actually work. I know people don't like group text. So there's an option here. Send as a group chat or send separately. Click send separately. But yet it still goes.
Well, and see, that's the thing. When you reply to me, I get a separate text message from you.
Okay.
But when somebody replies to the group text,
But I don't have a group text.
Right. So somebody else does.
So I send it out separately, but everyone who gets it separately from me is actually getting a group text.
Right.
As a one. It's a weird fucking thing.
It's stupid.
So yeah,
I don't like being captured into like group text conversations. Like you're not even part of the conversation.
Well,
like,
I texted everybody that was in the movie that I have a phone number for.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Just and I know there are certain things where I'm like, I'm sending to a bunch of people. I think this one's quick and easy and it'll be fun. But then there are other ones where I'm like, I'm sending it separately.
Right.
Despite the pain in the ass that it is to do that.
Sure.
So, but yeah, so we're pre-selected for the Toronto International,
right?
No, in Toronto International Independent Film Festival.
That's right. I'm stoked about it. Like, if we get a screening, are we gonna go?
I'm down to go.
I'm down.
So
I'll take some time off, jump on an airplane.
You don't have a passport though, do you?
Oh fuck! You need a passport to go to Canada?
You need you need a passport to leave the United States.
I thought Canada was part of the United States.
You thought they were cool?
I thought we were crew.
I thought we was crew,
nigga. I mean, I could get a passport.
They're all white up there.
Yeah, I know. We're all white people.
We're all people. We should be like, no, come on.
In the northern.
Oh,
wait a minute now. You took it too far there, Whitey. I don't know. Last time I left the country, I went to Mexico, and you didn't need a passport back then, so.
I think it's a different situation when you're walking in. Did you drive through?
No,
You were like in California?
No, we drove in from Arizona. But it was before they decided that you needed a passport to cross the border, regardless of whether or not it was connected to your country. Because we used to have an agreement with Canada and Mexico that you didn't need a passport to come and go.
We're connected. We're three big countries.
Yeah, we're like, we got this thing. We're crew. We're good. Now, if you wanted to go anywhere else, fucking Jamaica or something.
You wanted to fly out of here to a completely foreign country rather than a connective America.
Yes, one of the Americas.
North America, South America.
Right. So I don't know how far that gets you, but I know with Mexico it used to be cool. Like you could just go.
Well, I mean, we needed a passport to get to Canada when we went. So
yeah, which is stupid.
That's $250.
Fuck you, Canada. Unless, of course, we get into your film festival, and then thank you.
And I'm sure that's not going to be an easy fucking flight, too, to the other side of the country.
It's got to be... I've flown from Reno to D.C. before, and it's a day. It's a day.
10-hour flight?
Yeah, I mean, I had 2 layovers, but I got stuck in...
So, yeah, it's a hefty little flight. But yeah, no, I want to go.
That to me, that's the
cool right side of Canada that I wanted to go to.
With the French Canadian side,
with the Niagara Falls and everything.
Oh, is that what's over there?
Yeah,
because I know Jack.
I don't know how fucking close Toronto is to Niagara Falls, or I don't know the area over there. But Vancouver is on the west coast, Toronto is on the east coast, and the east coast is where Niagara Falls is.
So the Blue Jays are on the east coast.
The Toronto Blue Jays are over there.
And whoever
I believe they pronounce they don't hit that T at the end though when they say
it's just Toronto.
Toronto. Not Toronto.
Toronto.
That's what they say up in the Harlem.
Toronto.
Up in Harlem, New York, they say Toronto. I don't want to get racist on here.
Yeah, we'd have to do that.
The country's on fire now.
It is. But you know what? I'm okay with that.
All new separate racial things going on everywhere. Let it burn. When will you find out if you have been selected?
As soon
January.
as they send... Is it January?
I think it's January.
I was going to just say when they send us a letter that says that we're in.
Right. And you know what? I don't want to burst any bubbles or anything like that. I mean, they gave us the placard that we can put onto a movie poster and say that we were pre-selected. Which is fine.
We just have to put that pre-selected part really small.
Right. There's a pre in there. But I don't want to step on anyone's toes or discourage anybody from being celebratory to this almost in. But like when they sent me the email, they also sent along like you may also, if you want, we can recommend you for these other ones too. With your pre-selection status.
Right.
So it's kind of like those things like, oh, if you buy this, you also get these 5 things if you want for another $20.
Well, yeah, it's like oh, you want to go see the Grand Canyon? Well, you need to pay $30 for a bus ride each. And then if you want, then of course we have these packages. You have the picture and the moonwalk and all the other shit. That's another $40. And you get there and you find out that you could have just walked out and looked at the Grand Canyon anyway, and all you really needed was a bus ride.
Right.
So it may be one of those things where they're like, hey,
and the bus ride might be the pre-selection process.
Sure.
And I don't know if I don't agree to, hit those other sponsored
they can't
affiliations.
Be that connected.
I don't think so either. But like,
because I mean, either the board's either
you can't help but
feel that way.
Yeah, think that might be a part of the process.
But I mean, if they're gonna sit down, they're gonna watch the movie.
Well, they're
either gonna like it or they're not.
If I submitted it and they've got a list of everyone that submitted it, and they say click and send email a pre-selection,
right?
And then they go and watch the movies again.
Yeah, you never know.
Like, because and I know I'm a bastard for thinking this way, but I do not think Street Toughs is as good as God Salt is.
I don't know. I think they both.
But watching we watch Street Toughs in Vegas. They do. They definitely do. We watched it in Vegas because I tried to get a barbecue with my family and Rose's family that are there that live in Vegas. So my brother and sister, their significant others. My brother who's going to have a kid in a month, which is why we're going back to Vegas.
To see the new baby.
Right, because I want to be there for that. Because they just had a baby shower.
Nice.
Here, I wasn't going to go back. There was no plans to go back to Vegas anytime soon. But then being here and everything like that, I felt very okay, I want to be there for this.
Nice.
I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about pre-selection and being a bastard.
Oh, so we watched. So when we were down there, my sister and Shane, her boyfriend, they came over for the barbecue at Rose's brother's place. But Sam and his, the baby mama.
It's not his girlfriend or his wife.
I really have problems fucking putting labels on things that I definitely know is not that label.
Right.
And I hate saying girlfriend when someone's been together for so long. I hate calling Shane Stephanie's boyfriend because they've been together so long.
Yeah.
But you're not married, and I feel that boyfriend, girlfriend, there's a cutoff after a certain age and after a certain amount of time that you've been together. Domestic partner, but that just sounds gay.
Yeah, because that's politically correct.
Look, I hate that bullshit about where people are like, don't fucking say gay because we don't call people.
Yeah, that's so bad.
Teenage boy or something like that or whatever.
If
you're a homosexual, it's like fucking what's his name? Louis C.K. Did his bit where he's like, we used to call people faggy and shit like that, but I would never call and faggot, and I'd never call a gay person a faggot unless he was being a faggot. Why are you being such a faggot?
It's not the same thing. No, I do remember that bit. And there are other people that have the argument. They're like, well, how would you like it if somebody called it? Use your name.
I'm sure there are a lot of gay people that are cool with it.
And I worked with I worked with this gay kid at the call center last year, and he was very openly and flamboyantly gay. He wanted everybody to know that he was gay,
right?
Which I guess is the new thing. It is because
we're no longer being persecuted.
No, when we were kids, it was oh, that kid's gay, or I'm not gay. People would totally be oh, I'm not gay.
I can't even think of any. Were there any gay people that graduated with us?
I don't know. We probably went to school with gay kids. I know of a couple.
know of a couple assholes.
One for sure. But he was just gay.
Who?
He was in theater.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, okay,
I know who you're talking about.
That was
Brandon Kesson.
No. Out of all the people you could have picked a shit on, I actually like Brandon.
I like him too. I actually hit him up
think
recently.
That's funny, actually. No, Kyle.
Oh, well, I was talking about a senior with us.
Oh, I don't know.
Brandon Kesson.
I don't know. Some people turned out to be gay that you didn't think were gay.
It's too bad, Justin McCarger.
Justin McCarger?
Well, he was just watching for a second. But it would have been funny if he was still watching when he said that and he heard it. But no.
It would have been funnier if he would have been.
You know who that
watching
is,
and we
right?
said- yeah. Well, I'm friends with him. I don't remember
You don't remember who he is?
being with like in a group with him, but I remember. We
Well,
went to
he
school
started.
together.
He kind of near the end there. He kind of started to. Because he was Holly's cousin.
Holly,
Laguna.
was she good looking?
She was in Inspector Calls. She was with Brandon in Inspector Calls. Little Shop. Was she in Little Shop? She was. I think she was one of the urchins.
I think I do remember that.
Urchins.
Yeah.
Short glasses.
Right.
That was her cousin. I think they were cousins.
Okay.
And then he started dating Nan
I remember Nan.
near the end of high school as well.
She moved away and married some old guy.
Did she really?
That's what I heard.
A white guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
Like significantly older than we are.
See, this is something that I keep always wanting to talk about is like high school and people and shit like that. Because, like, I know we're fucking running out of minutes here.
Good.
Like shit that you see on Facebook and you see people who are together and are still together. I remember these people talking about like shit that they did when they were in high school with not the person that they were with, who were with then and are still with now.
Right.
And it's like, oh my god.
What a fucking mess.
Boys and girls.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody was a fucking mess in high school. And I think we all knew it.
Right. Well, no, like I didn't know it then.
Well, we didn't know it.
But looking back now, like my head was in the clouds, man. I was very sheltered in high school.
You were. You're a different person now.
I'm a totally different person now. I would love to be able to go back to high school.
I think about that all the time. Like, what would it be? I have dreams about...
Not like as a fucking 32-year-old, but
no,
like...
I have dreams about being in high school at my age and trying to pretend like I'm not.
You couldn't do it, dude.
I know you could.
Way too much confidence.
Absolutely. Way
Your
too much
confidence level is through the roof.
Yeah, like if you could...
And pessimism.
If you could have what you have now...
I ain't doing that.
And actually be, like, 17 or whatever again and go back to high school...
Like those movie swaps that they have every now and then.
Body Swap or whatever.
17 again.
Yeah. Dude, that would
Freaky Friday.
That would be rad as shit.
It would be the best.
To know what you know now. And I'm not even talking about like for money or for the economy and shit like that. Fuck that.
The
Just
social
go back and be in high school
scene.
And just cuz
fraternize.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We missed out on a lot of shit not fucking knowing any better.
Right.
That's all I gotta say.
And everyone in high school were varying degrees at the same confidence level. Some had more, some had less, but nowhere near as much as an aged adult has.
Yeah, somebody who's been through some shit and, had to fucking go to work every
knows
day.
what not to give a shit about, knows
where
to throw in the 2 cents.
You start thinking about shit you used to get pissed about. Like, you would get all emotional and butthurt because XYZ happened, and now you look at it, you're like, so? Why does that fucking matter?
Sure.
I'd probably get thrown out of high school for my language because I don't think I can curb it now. I'm just...
No, dude, we cuss. You don't think we don't cuss as much?
I
know where to censor.
That's true. You have to censor. Like,
censor in front of the teachers.
That's true.
And
then in the hallway, everything's free.
I'm pretty sure, like, certain words were thrown out more often in high school than they are now as an adult.
Probably.
Like when we were at the lake, like Tasia, who's Sam's domestic partner.
Fag.
Her little brother, like a 15-year-old, and he had a couple friends, and every other word out of their mouth was N.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. MF and N. That's all they said. Don't be such an MF. Don't be such an N. N, MF, N, MF.
I did the same thing, dude. At like 16, 17 years old.
Like,
those were my favorite words. I swear to God, I don't know why.
Yeah, so like curbing your language is to go back.
Yeah, that's true.
Where you wouldn't even need to worry about it.
I think I would take a lot less bullshit now, though.
Oh, absolutely. Let's bring it back since we're running out of time here. So yeah, we had this barbecue, and we ended up watching. I put Street Meets Pavement on, or not Street Meets Pavement, Street Toughs. Right. One of the street films that I made.
One of the streetier films of
Street Salt. Street Toughs meets
Sweeper.
God Salt.
Street Sweeper.
Street Sweeper. And like kind of got into it. Like, sometimes you need to be able to sit and talk during the movie.
Sure.
And people can ask questions, like Rose was asking questions. It was mostly me and her watching, and during the premiere, she had the baby and was kind of dicking around, so she didn't really get to full attention to it.
Yeah.
And same with Steph and Shane, and her Rose's sister-in-law. So like it was cool to be able to get one-on-one movie viewings with people. Like, oh, homeboy, you haven't seen it? Oh, let's sit down and watch it, and you can kind of sit down and watch it and kind of have an active viewing.
Sure, and I like that sometimes. It's like when we have our little, commentaries on movies. I enjoy that because I like talking about movies while you're watching them, but generally that's unacceptable.
Oh man, we had an experience fucking in Vegas trying to go see It.
Yeah.
There was a dude and a guy and a chick that sat behind us, and they were talking the whole time. Rose got pissed off and left. And I was like, well, should I get up and go after her? And like, this was a big thing because I invited, my four and her sister-in-law and niece came too.
Was the gentleman larger than you?
I didn't see, and you know what, like, being in a relationship, I don't want to get into it.
Right.
If I was a single guy, I would have done something.
Yeah.
I would have been like, fuck off.
I do it.
But sitting in front of the people.
That makes it hard.
Because you don't know if they're gonna retaliate in some way. If they don't get up and leave, if you cuss them out.
You don't have to cuss them out, but like you're right. It is easier when they're sitting in front of you, though.
Because then they can sit back and they can just be like talking shit to you the entire movie about you, or they can throw shit on you. Right. So sitting in front, there's no way that I want. Right. Because it's like, we're gonna have to leave, and I don't want to get shit thrown on me because then we're gonna have to go home.
Right.
So she got pissed off and left. After a while, I went looking for her. Ended up going into a different showing an hour later, but like, it was our last night in Vegas, and so I didn't get to see my brother again. It wasn't our last night. There was still Friday, but they work. Like, we're on vacation, but they're work. And I saw my sister one last time the next day, but I didn't get to see my brother again before leaving. But, I mean, he came back for the baby shower, and we're going to go back again, so. But, yeah. So, like you were saying, Street Toughs and Godsaw both have their good qualities and bad qualities. And also, it's time to go.
Oh, that's fine. We can go a couple more minutes.
So I finished up the short script that I was working on for
your silent.
I asked him once if, like, how do you pronounce your name, and he didn't tell me. He was like, he was flipping about it. He's like, oh, haha, we'll probably talk on the phone at some point or something like that.
Right.
And I guess I just took it as like, you don't want to answer, so I'm not gonna push the.
It might not have like an answer he could write.
But like, as far as I can tell, his name is Sneezan.
Perhaps
phonetically, the way it's spelled out, that's what I would say, Sneezan. But it could be like Sneezan or something, or Sean.
Yeah, that could go either way.
But I finished his, and he's still storyboarding for me.
Good.
He made it sound like he was done, because he's like, oh, you gave me 20 pages, and I'm at like 27 pages for you. I call it even. And I didn't see that coming, and I was like, well, look, I know you said you wanted to do another project with me. Just let me know when it gets started. But also, as I sent to you, he was talking about like having me record voices for this script.
Right.
So, and I was like, whatever you want, I really want to get a full script storyboarded.
Sure.
So whatever it takes, I'll do this. What do you want me to do with this? And he's like, well, let's just give each other some space, and we'll, I'll keep drawing for you. So no worries.
Work on it and
so
see where we come out.
I'm just waiting for him to tell me what he wants done as far as voice acting.
I think that would be a fucking gas.
So that's where I'm with that. And then when I was last down in Vegas to see the Journey concert, so like in May, and I hung out with my brother and sister, they were talking about Sam wanting to write.
Okay.
So before going this time, I was like, hey, you want to write something? There's this movie that I wanted to write for a while, and I just didn't know where to go with it. Look at you, you're falling asleep over there.
Yeah.
You got to get up and drive in a second. But yeah, so while we were down in Vegas, me and Sam started writing a movie, and I just finished it today.
Nice. I saw that you posted that you had finished it.
But you didn't even know that I was writing anything.
Yeah, I saw that you were writing something from Vegas, super top secret project.
Right, that was the only thing that I said.
That's all you said.
But that could have been for the people who weren't in the know about the short story or the short script I was writing for.
Well, and
the
I
guy.
had already read the short story, so I knew.
Not at that point, you hadn't.
Oh, I had? No, maybe not.
So I felt that I could get away with putting that.
Right.
And people who were in the know would just think it was for him.
Right.
But it wasn't. That was me writing this movie with my brother. So, like, I write really good when I'm on the road. You know, I wrote a whole movie when I was in Japan, and I wrote, like, half a movie. Kind of. Not really half a movie, but almost half a movie.
I really enjoyed the script you wrote from Japan, by the way.
The Crime America?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought it was cool.
And you like Get Fiasco, and you like Night Moves?
Yeah, I'm a sick
Tusk?
bastard. I like your writing for some weird-ass reason. I like... Fuck you, I really like Night Moves.
I like Night Moves, too.
I really, really, really wish we could have made that.
I really wish we could have made that, too.
I'm not saying that we can't ever make it, but...
I'm not saying that either.
It would be cool. I thought it was a stronger story, honestly.
It definitely was.
Than any of the other ones.
Definitely. I don't know about Get Fiasco. I think Get
Fiasco's got some strong points in it. So.
And we've got the script read through on Sunday. You still able to make that?
This week?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because, it's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll be here.
It's basically all I need is you and Robert.
Yeah, well,
no offense to anyone else, but you've got the most lines in the movie.
I know, I'll be here.
So...
It's on my calendar. I just don't put shit like that at the forefront of my mind every day.
Right, and I only just now found out that you're selling the house, so now I'm wondering, like, is everything gonna be cool?
Yeah, we're gonna stay in town, so it'll be cool.
Yeah, but I don't know if need people to come and look, need to go look, need to whatever you need to do. But yeah, so
are we reading here?
We're reading here.
Okay.
4 o'clock Sunday.
Pizza.
I think Connor is going to make enchiladas.
Attaboy. The gas man.
Not the gas man.
Connor?
Cecil.
Connor?
Cecil. Alex is going to be the gas man. Connor, Maria's boyfriend. The little kid.
Yeah.
They're both little kids.
They are both little kids. They're both barely fucking...
21.
Barely have any pubes. Faggots.
That's going to be the name of this episode.
Faggots.
Faggot nigger cunts.
Whoa, you're going to have to throw that all out there.
No, we're not trying to offend.
I just think it's funny.
I love black gay people.
Black gay people. I think I've only ever met one black gay person, but that's like in person.
Say that again? You only met one black person?
One black gay person.
Well, okay, that's somebody, but I don't know if that person was gay in high school. Do you know who I'm talking about? Oh, but he didn't go to North Valleys. He went to Hug, so you don't even know who I'm talking about.
From Reno High is the person I'm thinking.
Okay, so I'm talking about someone from Hug.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know him because you didn't go. Did you go to O'Brien?
I did.
Okay. All right.
8th grade. Regardless, I think it's stupid that people get so pushed out of joint about people saying words. It's like, if I just...
I'm not going to say it if I think I'm going to offend somebody. And I'm definitely not going to say it if I'm in anger in any way.
Yeah, I don't do it that way. Like, I don't know. I say shit.
Of course, we're not black. We're not gay, so we don't know how much it hurts.
But still, like, I don't know. A lot of that shit doesn't apply to anybody.
I mean, we're not Michael Jackson here.
White, black, and gay. Doesn't matter if you're doesn't matter if you're black or white.
Doesn't matter if you're black or white, gay or straight. If you like little kids or don't.
Heyo.
So I don't know. Is that everything?
I think that covers what we were.
Went to Vegas, wrote a script. A little bit of high school talk.
Yeah.
To be continued high school talk.
Continued high school. We're going to have to make a whole episode about that.
Kevin Smith did one where he pulled out his yearbook.
And talked about people.
Yeah, and like what they wrote. It was pretty good. So maybe I'll pull out the yearbook.
That would be entertaining.
You got a phone call you got to take?
No, I'm good. I do have to get splitting though.
Sure. And I something that stuck out in my mind when I was talking to my brother when he was down is he was dropping some movie stuff that I didn't expect him to, and he was talking about like John Waters. You know who John Waters is? He's one of our gay friends.
He's one of our gay friends.
He's a filmmaker. But Sam was talking about him, and I never expected him to remember anything like that from his younger days. But he also, John Waters, this isn't John Waters, this
Yeah,
is
it looks like...
Herzog, which have you watched anything? Fuck no, probably not. But John Waters has a film festival in Baltimore, and I saw it in here, and I was like, you know, maybe it's a sign, so I submitted us to the Baltimore Film Festival. So maybe John Waters will pick our movie, and we can go to Baltimore and
nice.
Get some lobster.
I like lobster. It's okay.
So, with that...
next time we talk about the kitchen sink.
So this is going to be episode 142, and then next week I'll post the episode that I did in Vegas with my brother and Shane, which I've been holding on to.
Entitled Faggots.
Where's all the fish? So, yeah, and then maybe I can think up something fun for 150.
Yeah, I'll have to come up with a big thing.
I hope.
But maybe get Casey and Dakota.
Or everybody that's been on.
That would be like a room full. That'd be too much. Be fun though.
We have 3 separate podcasts going, and it's just a trifecta. So this podcast can listen to the other 2 when it's all said and done. And
there you go.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm Matt Bonta.
I'm Cory Easley.
Take it easy.